Hello, I'm Dr. David Lawler, and I help people who suffer from chronic head, neck, and shoulder pain, as well as those whose sleep is disrupted due to snoring and sleep apnea. Chronic head, neck, shoulder blade pain, and difficulty breathing during sleep, like sleep apnea or even common snoring, are typically thought of by most in the medical profession as totally unrelated, separate conditions. However, new discoveries have shown that for most people, these conditions are intimately connected and usually the result of a small upper airway, that passageway in the throat that air goes through directly behind the tongue. Now just stop and think about it. Virtually everything that we need to sustain life must pass through this very small passageway in the throat, right behind the tongue. Our primary biological need is breathing. So this all-important air that we breathe, plus the food and liquids that sustain us, all have to pass through this very small passageway. Through a very miraculous process, when we swallow, food and liquids pass through this space and are diverted into the stomach, while air, going down the very same small space, goes directly into the lungs. However, lots of people unknowingly have an extra small upper airway space, or a tongue that's a little too big for their mouth, and this causes lots of trouble. During sleep, the tongue relaxes, and in those people with an unusually small upper airway, this small space becomes even smaller, resulting in a snoring sound, more difficulty breathing, and poor sleep quality.
A lot of people kind of treat snoring like what we learn as kids in cartoons as something that's kind of comical or a nuisance, but it actually can be a clue to really the bigger problem of sleep apnea, the body working harder to breathe at night. And that leads to a whole host of problems: high blood pressure, chronic fatigue, heart disease, as well as just the muscle aches, the neck tension, and so on.
During the daytime, we all swallow several thousand times. Those who have an extra narrow space behind the tongue or an oversized tongue have more difficult time swallowing without choking and interfering with their number one need, their air supply. The muscles in the throat instinctively tense up to protect the airway during swallowing and cause a significant number of people to have TMJ pain, headaches, as well as other chronic head, neck, and shoulder pain. Now, this muscular compensation during the swallow process to keep from choking is all subconscious. Some people with more severe conditions may be aware that their swallowing is difficult, and they may occasionally choke on food, water, or even their own saliva. Some may have a hard time swallowing things like pills. However, most people are really unaware that their swallow is problematic. Most will usually attribute their pain and muscle tension to something entirely else. For example, they will commonly comment, I just carry my stress in my shoulders, or my shoulders are tight because I spend all day at the computer. There's a broad constellation of symptoms that can result from an upper airway problem, and these symptoms can literally extend from head to foot. Some people have many of the symptoms, while others have only a few. We've listed the symptoms that are the most common on this website. What's important to understand is, even in people who have suffered for years and have gone from doctor to doctor trying one medication after another in a futile search for help, even people like this can get quick and predictable relief. An oral systemic balance orthotic, a comfortable retainer-like device, can alter the tongue position in the mouth, open the airway, and make swallowing more mechanically efficient. The resulting change felt in the body can be amazingly fast as the body instinctively realizes that it can relax and not struggle to protect the airway.
Dr. Lawler and I had spoken on several patients who had noticed improvements with their sinuses in addition to their headaches or their neck pain or their jaw pain or whatever other main complaint they went in for, which got me very curious. And as I started wearing my appliance, I started noticing tension that I didn't realize I had in my neck was now gone.
We've done our best to demonstrate the body's quick response to a more open airway by using video recordings of the treatment process, both throughout this website and on our YouTube channel as well. I'm more than grateful to those patients who have so graciously allowed the video documentation of their treatment to be shared. They've done so in a willingness that others may experience the help that they've received. So look over this website, watch the videos of people getting relief from long-standing symptoms, and call us for a consultation. We can help you feel better.